Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. It is Tuesday, March 10th. I am your host, Dieter McBusiness, America's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant gone left coastal, joined as always by the one and only Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties coming to you about national politics. And today we have another big week recap. This time last week, Jasmine Crockett was taking on Mike Tallarico for the Democratic Party primary in Texas. And
James.
the Republic was it what I say? Mike Tallarico?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Mike Tirico, the sports guy.
Oh
So
yeah.
James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett, we've had a week to digest. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have a special guest who is actually in Kat Abigazalia's district that she's running in the 9th of Illinois. He's
Hell
going to
yeah.
be jumping on in around a half an hour. He'll be joining us, and then we have some stuff to catch up on with Iran,
Oh yeah.
Israel versus U.S. and Israel versus Iran, and
Yeah.
Iran is fighting back, and they are
Yeah.
not
Big time.
taking any shit.
No, they
Um,
aren't.
and I'm not surprised. Because they knew, and this Ayatollah that they just appointed is just the old Ayatollah's son, so it's just
Yeah.
effectively an FU to everybody who hated the pre-established power, because it's basically just a continuation of that. Rumor has it that he's even harsher than his predecessor, his father.
Yeah.
So,
Remains to be seen. It's absolutely crazy right now. I mean, there's a whole lot within the rumor mill. Um, Such as U.S. officials thought this would be like a cakewalk, like it was for Venezuela. It's like, are you fucking stupid? Like nobody knows what they're doing, what they're talking about. Um, there's no indication that the fighting is going to stop. There's also reporting that this is my cat. There's reporting indicating that Trump's looking for some sort of off ramp. If you're gonna get in the way, and
yeah, I think it's his Iraq too. I want to make sure we stay engaged with the chat, just because I want to reward people for
hello, big
chiming
tree
in,
hugger.
because the chat is helpful for
Oh, this
content.
will be
This illegal and insane war will be Trump's Vietnam. Yeah, I'd add to
it'll be
that.
worse.
It's going to be like Afghanistan, his like W's Iraq.
Yeah,
It'll be
the,
even
the,
worse than that.
yeah. There's a few things to consider. Like the entire Strait of Hormuz is shut down pretty much effectively. Iran's not letting anybody in except for like uh, maybe some Chinese ships, I believe. But the oil industry is taking a massive hit. Um, you have G7 countries getting together talking about opening up strategic reserves, hoping to get a control of the the gas and oil prices. But I mean, that's not going to really do much considering the fact that 20% of the world's oil flows in and out of that strait, and we get a whole hell of a lot of our oil from the countries in the Persian Gulf that have to go through the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
So, and now I guess there's something I saw something about. It was just the name of Vosh's stream that he's in the middle of him right now. But I guess Iran's deploying mines into the strait there, into the Persian Gulf, so that way. I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. That they are not fucking around. They really are not. They've been preparing for this war for decades, and
Because they knew
they
Israel wanted it. They knew Israel's wanted
exactly.
this for a really long time.
Yeah, and now they're making an example out of them. More so the U.S. because the U.S. it was pretty much exposed that the U.S. is was dragged into it um, by Israel. Like it was Mike Johnson and Marco Rubio basically admitted it. They said, well, we knew that Israel was going to attack anyway, so in order to protect our bases from Iranian retaliation, we basically had to join the war and strike Iran. So they basically admitted that like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Israel. And so Iran actually recently, you can never really tell like what's legitimate and what's not. Obviously, there's a major information war happening right now, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt. But Iran's ceasefire conditions just dropped, and they're not playing. There's nine of them here, 9 points. Hand Netanyahu to the ICC. That should be a no fucking brainer, but of course, it's not the world we live in. Withdraw to the October 7th borders, meaning give up Gaza, cancel Trump's Gaza plan, lift all sanctions, return frozen funds, recognize Iran's nuclear rights, leave Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen, evacuate all U.S. bases from Arab soil. Trump must publicly apologize to Khamenei, the son of Khamenei, obviously, yeah, and compensate Iran for every sanction ever imposed. Then they ended it with, "There's no great matter for God. That is no great matter for God." Um, yeah, so it's been remarkable to watch so far because I everybody who actually who knows anything about the region and about the actual conflict and the military capabilities between the U.S. and Israel and Iran knows that like Iran can make this hurt. They can hold out as long as possible. Iran is built like a fortress. It's
Yeah.
entirely mountainous. It's not
Yeah, I
flat
know.
desert like Iraq.
Yeah.
So they can hold out for years upon years upon years. Um, they have tens of thousands of drones, and they've been just sending swarms of them to multiple U.S. bases in 10 different countries. Um, they've been throwing them at Dubai and into Tel Aviv. They've been very successful, and these drones cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000, if even that. Meanwhile, the interceptors that are supposed to basically intercept these drones, like with the Iron Dome or whatever other THAAD missile defense systems. Those interceptor missiles cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they don't get them every time. So like it's all about bleeding the U.S. and Israel financially, especially with the weapons that are required to intercept these drones. It's proven very, very, very effective, and I still feel like we're just getting started. And the U.S. and our leadership, they have no idea what they've gotten themselves into. They're way over their heads. There's a reason why that multiple former U.S. presidents didn't even dare try to.
Do this, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
No, going into Iran is a little bit different than going into Iraq. When
very
push comes
different.
to shove, do you guys think other countries will evict U.S. embassies in order to maintain trade with Iran? Maybe.
Probably, yeah. I
Yeah, I wouldn't
mean,
put it past them. Everyone's trying to scenario plan away from being dependent on the United States.
I saw
That's
something
it.
else that said that Iran is telling neighboring countries or countries in the region, because this is a major regional war right now. Um, they're telling other countries to um, kick out their U.S. ambassadors, basically.
Hmm.
That would give them more leeway to um, come to some sort of deal, which I wouldn't be even be surprised, honestly. There is talks within. I mean, Qatar's coming out; they're pissed. Saudi Arabia's been talking to Iran, like, okay, the U.S. and Israel, they're wanting us to get involved. Can we like strike somewhere within Iran that makes us look like we're doing something? But like bomb like empty deserts, something like that, and Iran's like, no. So everybody's really on edge right now. Everybody's super pissed off. Um, eh, they can't get their oil out. They have to shut down their refineries. This is the cash cow for the entire region, and they weren't even notified. And there's not even any victory conditions set. Nothing like that. No one has any idea what we're even fucking doing.
An Iranian professor said that Iran intends to fight this war of self-defense until at least the midterms in USA, probably longer. Where are you from, Big Tree Hugger? Because you spelled defense in the way a Brit would spell defense. But yeah, my guess is it's going 6 months at least. I
I
mean,
I wouldn't doubt that.
minimum.
Like
Maybe
this
the
is
rest of
going to.
maybe the rest of Trump's term.
Well, yeah, I mean, 6 months does sound right because him and Hegseth and the other top U.S. officials are like, this could be going until September, but who knows? I mean, Afghanistan lasted 20 fucking years, and Iraq lasted over 10 years, so, or at least almost 10 years, I believe. So this could be another forever war, as far as Israel's concerned, because they've wanted this for the longest time. The approval rating for the this Iran war
So 29
among
percent or something, right?
in the U.S. it is, yeah, but in Israel it's well over 80. It's like eighty
Of
two
course.
percent. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been programmed. They've been programmed.
yeah,
By the way, we got an answer.
exactly.
It's my friend Tracy. So
Oh
let's
hey, yeah, what's up? Good to see you.
keep it coming in the chat, guys. It gives us good stuff to make sure we're meeting your needs as to in terms of what you want to hear us talk
Yeah,
about. But yeah, I mean, Iran is kind of not to be fucked with. Trump is just caught up in the invincibility of the United States, and he doesn't really understand the Middle East. He doesn't really understand foreign policy. He'd think America
no,
is just the biggest bully on the block, and it's not going to have economic consequences. And it
it
is. It's going to have long-term economic consequences.
absolutely, it really does speak to the hubris and arrogance and sense of entitlements, this American exceptionalism
Yeah.
within the Trump administration, that they think that like, oh, we go in there, we're going to be seen as liberators. We're this is another cakewalk, just like it was with Venezuela. It's like, no, no, it won't. It's this is this could easily spiral into something much greater, and this is affecting literally the global energy industry, I guess you could say. Japan and South Korea rely heavily on crude oil being shipped out of the Strait of Hormuz. Australia does as well. I think 90% of their oil is all imported from that strait. I think they have like maybe a month left of reserves. I think Japan says they have 8 months, something like that. So this this could only get worse, you know,
Yeah.
until Trump takes an offer. But like, uh, I think there's also something about Trump wanting to speak with Russia if and maybe he can get them to talk to Iran, get like some sort of deal done. He is desperate for an off ramp at this point because he's seeing the damage that's being done, and he can do some tweaks here and there. He can like unleash the reserves that we have, get together with other um, G7 members, and turn on the faucets, as it were, unleash uh, the oil that we have in reserves, but it it's probably only good for maybe j- only weeks, whereas Iran's like, we're this is not over anytime soon. We're in this for the long haul. You kicked a massive hornet's nest, and we're not fucking around. They have they can literally just keep on building drones and just sending them wherever the fuck.
I haven't heard about this. I was shocked to hear how quickly the Arab states will soon run out of food and water.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Especially given the fact that, like, I mean, it's not just oil too that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. It's a very very fundamental and important shipping lane, probably the most important in the world. Next to, I mean, I guess the Panama Canal, but that's very America centric. Um, that's straight. Like, and not only that, like oil is used for so many things, not just energy. It's for making goods as well. It's crazy. I've learned so much the past week. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I know. I can tell you've done a lot of digging. Yeah, I
It
mean
kind of
it's
against my
understandable.
will. It's all over my Facebook feed, and it's just like, huh, wow, shit. And of course, my favorite channels covering it on YouTube and whatnot.
All right, so our special guest will be here in somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes.
Cool. So tell
Um,
us a little bit about them.
so PepTalks is. I'll just show you his channel. So PepTalks
Yes, let's do it.
is a one of those long form streamers that goes for hours on end,
Mm.
and he's let's see. I'll share this screen. Share PepTalks.
Thank you, Big Tree Hugger.
So this is his page. He's got 649 videos up, but I think he's still on. I think he's actually still on live. Let's see, what is he on live?
To reach my brother who is near Knox First
soon.
Hall. Yeah, again, please, if you have friends or family here, make sure that they are.
Oh, he's watching Ryan Hall.
Talking about the tornadoes. Talking about the tornadoes going on.
It's crazy right now. Yeah, like there's like a major outbreak of huge tornadoes going on in like Illinois right now.
So anyway, he does a lot of good stuff.
Oh.
I don't know how he he hasn't done, he does videos every now and then, but most of his stuff is live. And
Okay.
I don't know if he does the shorts. Does he do shorts? And just members only. Not really.
I see.
So yeah, he's a good dude. He's from Kat Abagazalia's district, like I said, in Illinois.
That checks out. So
and
yeah, he
so-
does have a lot to worry about with the tornado outbreaks up there right now. It's crazy. Yeah, up and down. Like I follow the channel that he was just watching, Ryan Hall, as
Yeah.
well as Reed Timmer, I believe, is another one, and they do great work, especially this time of year, where it's like peak tornado season is from March to June. It's they do really great work. They cover various severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings, areas to look out for, probabilities, this and that. They have various feeds set up as well for the multiple storm chasers that are just out and about. Like, because it's really a neat it's a neat gig. It's a neat hustle. Um, uh, Storm chasing, the way it is now, you can literally just stream it. Yeah, it can be picked up on YouTube or sent to other streamers or other storm chasers and news outlets and whatnot. It's really neat. Like the technology has come really far. And I've always been super fascinated by, I mean, meteorology as a whole, but like storm chasing as a a hobby, as it were.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think if regular TV didn't have pro sports, then YouTube would just dominate.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what, and local news. That's why I have YouTube TV, is for local news and pro sports. So
Interesting.
it feels like everything else that I watch is on YouTube. I still haven't gone
Yeah.
down the TikTok deep dive yet.
No, me neither.
I've
At this
been
point-
avoiding TikTok. Yeah, I've been avoiding it like the plague.
I mean, you might as well do it like forever now, because now it's owned by the Ellisons, and there's just been mass censorship since it was taken over. So there's really not much point in seizing the opportunity there anymore, given who owns it now. I mean, it's bad enough that, like, you know, uh, Twitter is still used by multiple prominent leftists and whatnot, yet it's owned by Elon Musk, and it's you just don't get the reach that you used to, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yeah, I know. Something is weird about my microphone. It's like too good. So I don't know. I just have to. Let me see if I can do the system settings. So before our guest arrives, maybe we could put a bow. He'll probably show up while we're talking about this, and because I want his view. But what was your final verdict on Crockett Tallarico?
Um, it's you sent me a video that
Yeah, maybe we should watch that.
well, I mean, I did make my own post on Blue Sky about it, and it was this is something that's frustrated me for years and years and years now, and it's still eyeball inducing whenever I see it show its face. This mindset that any black person will do, and it's a lot more complicated than that. It's not as simple as, well, she speaks the jive, she is charismatic, and she gets her moments and has her little quips and whatnot. It's a lot deeper than that, and we should hold Democrats to a higher regard in when it comes to anybody. When it comes to any representative, or senator, what have you, if they're a Democrat. I made a post on Blue Sky. It was basically in response to someone who really had an issue with Tallarico winning over Crockett. Um,
There's a lot of people who had an issue with Tallarico winning over Crockett.
yeah, and
Here's
it was
the thing. Can I let me chime in here real quick before we get going on this
of
because
course, yeah,
so here's the thing about the Crockett Tallarico contest is neither one of them are true progressives.
yeah,
Both of them took sketchy money,
yeah,
and Tallarico outspent Crockett, I think 3, maybe even 4-1.
really,
And he was also in the race 3 months prior to her joining the race.
I did not know
So,
that.
and here, let's do Pinkerbell because she's been good. I'm glad Tallarico pulled through in the end. I feel like he actually could be competitive statewide. Yeah, and it's an
He's
unfortunate.
apparently leading in the polls in the general.
Yeah, but it's within the margin of error though.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot that can happen between now and November in Texas that will shape that race. Not the least of which is the Paxton and Cornyn battling it out in the Republican primary. Hopefully, we get Paxton because Paxton is way more beatable than Cornyn is. Cornyn
Yeah.
is not as hardcore MAGA as Paxton is.
Yeah. I think Cornyn might end up pulling through when it comes down to it. But the post I was responding to is too
Yeah, I'm
long.
not
So
surprised. I'm not surprised by that. He's going to be popular with white women in general.
Yeah, I actually I made a similar point to that as well in response to it, but it was basically like the same thing that in the video that you sent me. It's oh, black women just have to be perfect, and I want online leftists to kick rocks and flip flops. They don't recognize their misogyny. It's exhausting. Yes, this is about Crockett, and I don't care what you have to say. I'll ignore you like you ignore overly qualified black women trying to save you from yourself. And it just goes on the whole bunch of this whole screen, this and that, and it basically amounts to you. Black women just have to be perfect in order to be considered, and that's why she lost. And and the comments were even worse. But my response to it is essentially this, and I'm sure you'll agree with it. This is so reductionist that it's embarrassing. Tallarico had more exposure and a stronger message that resonated with more people, and CBS censoring him gave him a big boost. He performed better than Crockett did in their primary debate last month, whereas she made everything about herself. His rallies went viral, and he made the campaign about people, truly not me, us. Jasmine Crockett had no ground game. She did, in fact, take APAC money and big crypto money too.
Yes.
Those are simply facts. And the person I was responding to said that she didn't, which is bullshit. Her getting an endorsement last minute from Kamala Harris should have been a red flag. She was the establishment's preferred pick because Tallarico is a bit too economically left wing. To flippantly dismiss her loss as just plain old classic racism is intellectually dishonest and emotionally dismissive, and I'm beyond tired of it. A candidate is not suddenly a godsend simply because they are black. Not even Obama was, and he's still probably the best president of the last 50, 60 years. I'm begging you, hold Democrats to equal standards and demand more of them, regardless of who they are or where they come from. The logic of this post in the comments, especially the comments, make it seem like Clarence Thomas would be preferable in a race to Graham Plattner because he has more experience, for example. You know, and lastly, another thing that the commenters on the post that I responded to here are missing is that Tallarico received a huge swing from Latin American voters.
Yes.
Yet they're attributing his win over Crockett to white people. It really goes to show that none of these people pay attention to politics, elections, or polling data at all.
Well, so I've heard a diversity of opinion about the segment of the population that really got him to the win, which was the Latino vote.
More
And
swing his way, yeah.
yeah, he got a larger piece of the Latino vote than people maybe expected.
Yeah,
But
that's the case with all across Texas right now.
I think it was 61-39 was the percentages for Tallarico over Crockett for the Latino vote, something like that.
Yeah,
But and then there were a lot of white people who didn't show up for Crockett. But my whole point is like Crockett, her campaign was very flawed.
yeah.
And to suggest otherwise is to ignore that she was soft on Israel, for example.
For
You
me,
know?
it seemed
That's just one example. She was also she never talked about raising the minimum wage. She never talked about student loan debt forgiveness. There's a lot of
Yeah,
educated people in
the
Texas. A lot of people,
billionaires.
she she made it about race. She
Yeah.
didn't make it about class.
She
And
made it about
I hate to say
herself.
that, like, yeah, and you got to do a little self promotion. I don't necessarily have a problem with that. It was just more that, I mean, look, I mean,
Yeah.
the race and gender is obviously going to be a factor, and demographically speaking, it's going to make it less likely for her to win. That's just reality. People are more likely to vote for someone that is in their own demographic. That's just. But the good news is that's not as much the case these days as it used to be.
Right.
And I think that's the real sad part is she can't just be proud of, and of course it's easy for me to say because she just lost, but it's actually impressive how well Crockett did. Only
Yeah.
losing by 6 points. I mean, that was actually the surprise to me. I thought Tallarico was going to win by, maybe even double digits.
From the get go, her campaign and her announcement to run for Senate read to me as entirely opportunistic. It didn't really seem authentic. It seemed like I can just do this because I can. Not that it feels right, but because I want it, because I'm me. I think she really was kind of more high on her own supply and thought she had more momentum than she actually did because she hasn't even been in the house that long.
Yeah, only
Not
one
not
term.
to yeah, not to mention you mentioning that she joined the race 3 months after Tallarico was in the race. They even read some more to me as like it was just an opportunistic thing that was just more of like a vanity project more than anything, and now she's paying for it because now she doesn't have a seat, you know.
And with that, we will bring in a third perspective, none other than my main man, Pep Talks.
Hello.
What's happening, bro?
How's it
Hi.
going? Nice to
For
meet
the,
you.
let me Yeah,
going
this
pretty
is Stat
solid.
Pat Stateless Patriot. He's a fan of your work as well.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. For those of you who don't know PepTalks work, he is a marathon streamer, goes for hours on end, because that's how busy his brain is. And
Yep.
it's really quite something to witness. I was hanging with him for a
Nice.
couple hours, and then I messaged him on Discord, and I was like, dude, just let me come on your show. And he's like, yeah, come on, jump on. Hour later, I was on there. We had an epic conversation. First time. We both, unlike most lefties, we both are sports fans. All three of us are
Yep.
actually like serious sports fans, which is
Yep.
something I think the left could do better with, because to understand the culture of American competition is to understand the culture of American sports. But that
Yes.
aside, we were just talking about Crockett and Tallarico,
Okay.
and just finally putting a pin in that. What are your final thoughts, having had a week to digest everything and probably watch a sequence of opinions from various different sources?
I'm kind of happy with the outcome. I think that Tallarico was the better candidate to beat the Republican. Just in general, with the way that he can talk as like a leftist pastor, which I know in Texas that matters.
Yes.
Like if this was anywhere else, I would probably think a little differently. But the fact that they're having problems with Ken Paxton and like that runoff and all that, I think that just benefits Tallarico even more.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that the outcome was pretty decent, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in the general.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing too. The fact that the vote was split so badly on the Republican side means that they're going not only are they going to have to spend a lot of money figuring out the runoff between Paxton and Cornyn. Is that the other guy?
Yes.
Yeah, Cornyn. Yeah.
That's money that the Republicans could be throwing at the general election. And so
No, Tallarico's got a huge
it's-
advantage. He's got a
he
lot
does.
more runway. He's got a huge advantage. And but he needs to get more specific on policy. He was
Yes.
kind of guilty of, it's funny about the Crockett and Tallarico, like they were both guilty of being more about vibes than actual policy.
Mhm.
And I was saying before you came on Pep Talks that they both took sketchy money. So in terms of
Where'd
the
Tallarico
long,
take money from?
Adelson's widow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Wow.
Yeah.
That'll do
It's
it.
funny though. Did you guys notice a lot of content creators claim that Crockett didn't take money from AIPAC? Because I've checked it 1,000 times. She absolutely did.
Yeah.
From my understanding, everybody's called her out on taking money from AIPAC.
Right.
I decompressed this last week just watching a lot of coverage. I ran into a lot of independent content creators who are very insistent that she did not take money from AIPAC. And I
Are
was
these like
every
chorus
time-
people? Are they like
Oh, maybe. No.
I
No,
wouldn't
there's a-
surprise me.
There are a lot of people who are, pissed off that she lost and thought that she was really progressive. And that's how I opened with this Pep Talks, is that neither of these candidates are truly progressive. Otherwise, they
Not
wouldn't
too
take
much.
the
No.
sketchy money. Otherwise,
No.
they would have been more specific about policy. They would have been yelling Medicare for all from the rooftops. They would have been talking about raising the minimum wage nonstop.
If
they would
any-
have been talking about relieving student loan debt. You
Yeah.
know, like all these things.
If anything, I mean, Tallarico is better equipped at explaining like the root of the issues. The fact that he's just unafraid to call out the billionaires. He's had viral moments at his rallies. Not to mention, like I was mentioning before you came on Pep Talks, CBS censoring his interview with Colbert really did boost his
Huge. Yeah.
profile by a metric fuck ton. So ultimately, I think Tallarico is better able to communicate a lot of the issues, even if he hasn't really gotten specific on policy yet, which I would hope that would be more of a center focus when it comes to the general election, because he really does seem to be primed to flip that seat blue in Texas, which would be a
You know what
size.
he's got to do. You know
Is it
what he should
meaningful?
really. You know what he should do right now. Pep Talks, I want to hear from you because we've been talking a lot. But you know what he should really do, because there are a lot of colleges and universities in Texas, he should make student loan debt forgiveness a part of his campaign.
There you
He
go.
will get the youth vote.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
big
lot.
time.
I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of colleges and universities in Texas. Lots of them, and they'll stay there afterwards. Everyone who goes to UT pretty much stays in Texas, and they carry that debt with them.
I don't know where my friend went, but he ended up in Houston. But yeah, same thing. Went to college and just stayed.
So it'll be interesting
for
to see
sure.
if Tallarico can get that seat for the Dems. I do not want him to grow into anything more than the first Democratic senator from Texas that we've had since 1988. I do not think he is a superstar that we need to be promoting as like the next coming of, or like the model, right? The paradigm around which future candidates should contrast themselves. I think he's going to be a good, valuable soldier, maybe commander. Use a better word because he's in the Senate and not the House, or he'll hopefully be in the Senate, not the House. But he looks a lot and sounds a lot like the B word, bipartisanship. And anyone who wants to have my respect for like national office has to agree that bipartisanship is dead. And
Yeah.
he's
It
not there
depends.
yet.
It really depends on what context you're talking about. It federally, sure, but if
Nationally,
it's a state,
yes, just
Yeah,
federally,
no.
just federally.
I was about to say you can't apply that to state houses in the slightest.
No, you
That's
can't.
that's what I was gonna say. I think his brand of I guess you can call it bipartisanship, but his ability to appeal a bit more broadly, I think could be a winning factor, especially for the state that he's a part of. And I think when it comes to Democrats running in deep red areas, learning from him and the way he approaches it could even lead to Democratic victories in
Well, do you
even
know what the
deeper
new
states,
wave
too.
of bipartisanship is? Like, as far as what your average American wants versus what it is. Most Americans want bipartisanship to specifically be, hey, enough of the bullshit. Can you stop putting all the pork in your bills and just playing this stupid game where then
Yeah.
you guys always oh, are we gonna get rid of the filibuster? Which one of us is gonna do it? Who's gonna pull that trigger? That's what they're talking about. They want to just see something get done. And
Sure.
most of the time, what they see is they play these games because of their fucking lobbyist money. And most Americans are sick of that shit. Like, I don't care what side you're on. And again,
right, but
MAGA is usually easily held down by their politician specifically. But that's where we as the left, we're not we don't have a Trump. We don't have to fucking play that game. So I think that it really benefits us to constantly remind even people we disagree with that it's just no, I think we can agree on this one, where it's just no, they should have to play ball with each other, but there need to be some provisions there where, again, maybe we need to see the bill, make the bills public before they even go to a vote, so we can just be hey, no, enough of this. They
No,
have
of
to bring
course.
it back to the constituency. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. The problem is so much of MAGA, and it's been deteriorating because of how much Trump is getting more and more and more despised. But it's a balancing act of the GOP right now to not only deliver for their constituents and make voters happy because they need to win re-election, but also make their donors and lobbyists happy, and also make Trump happy because he's still the head of the fucking party. And there's absolutely no way in hell that all three of those factors, all three of those forces, are going to be completely 100% aligned on every issue,
Right.
not even remotely close. And the case is the same to a lesser extent on the Democrat side as well.
all I'm alluding to is that the pendulum's going to swing back so hard this midterms, and then again even harder in 2028, because things will probably be even worse than they are right now. Maybe marginally less worse, but
we'll see. I
it's
still
just
always hold out that just that one time where it's just hey, you know what? Maybe he actually I don't know. Maybe it's because I was in a bad place because of everything I've gone through personally, where I was just
Right.
you know what if he does have a good economy? I don't even fucking know anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not as optimistic anymore. I still think multiple dominoes are falling, and we haven't even seen the worst of the worst yet.
Mhm.
What I'm afraid of is we won't see the worst of the worst until he's finally out of office,
Yeah.
because it took a few years for the effects of Trump's policies in his first term to begin showing themselves.
Right.
But the extent of that, I guess the worst effects of his policies were masked by the pandemic. It was the best cover.
That's fair. Yeah.
But the warning signs were there even before the shutdowns even began. But this time, I'm afraid that like once Trump leaves, the worst effects of his policies will show their ugly head. Not to mention the failed trade deals, the reduction in the growth of the GDP,
Mhm.
The de-dollarization, stagflation risk. Currently, it's a whole slew of issues. The AI bubble, the credit crisis.
I'll be honest, it was before he started the war. That's where I was kind of like, because the gas prices were down and people kept like, this is, I just had this discussion on my show where I was talking about how I'm so online that I did have a legitimate talk with somebody that they didn't even know we were in a war.
Right.
They were just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we're
Not many
we're at
people
a
even
war
know,
with
yeah.
Iran?
I ran into that on Friday night. I ran into that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of fucked
Yeah.
with me for a minute where I'm like,
Yeah, because it really what it really is to me is, and we were talking about this before you came on. I don't think that the Trump administration wanted it to be like a full-fledged war, because there's a lot going through the rumor mill right now. They thought this was going to be a cakewalk like Venezuela.
Of course.
yeah, I thought it was
We know-
Venezuela
Of
2.0.
course
just-
they do. They're
we just
so
do some-
arrogant.
We just do a regime change from above, drop some bombs and whatnot, and then
Yeah, and the
dust
people
our hands.
actually want this one, and they love us. There's no problems there.
Not even remotely close to. Yeah, it's hubris. It's hubris. It's arrogance. It's just a complete ignorance of the situation at hand. There's a fucking reason why multiple U.S. presidents before us didn't bother going to war with Iran, even though Israel's wanted that for decades now.
I've said that.
It's like they nobody knows what the
John
fuck they're
Bolton
doing.
was part of two regimes
Mhm.
that he
Yes.
could not convince to start that.
Yes, yeah,
Then
even
he's gone, and then they're like, "Let's do it." Like half of me, I was just like, you know what? Half of me just thinks that Donald Trump saw John Bolton on something and was just like, you know what? Fuck that guy.
Right.
Let's go start a war.
Yep.
I don't like him. Let's do it. He's
No,
gonna
yeah.
go crazy.
he even I think Bolton even came out recently. I forget if he talked to someone or did like an interview or something like that,
Mhm.
but he like made it very clear he had multiple concerns going into this conflict, because like you said before, like nobody even knows that we're at war right now, because
Nope.
like the Trump administration is not going to go out there and admit it, because
Well,
that,
think
that
about
has
it.
a
Bush
lot of
spent a year
implications.
selling us
Yes.
on that before they actually did it.
Yes, yeah, for the Iraq War, yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh well, there's no clear goals. The goalposts keep on shifting. Oh, it's this reason, it's that reason,
Mhm.
and Israel might have actually convinced us that like we had to do it because Israel was going to do it, and we had to defend our bases because Iran was going to retaliate. It's just a giant.
I mean,
goddamn mess.
or Israel just dog walked Trump. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, and there's
That's
100%
what I think. I think
Yeah.
Israel's got
blackmail
like
involved.
dirt.
Big
Israel's
time.
got dirt on Trump for sure.
Did you
Without a
hear
doubt.
the story?
I think everybody's
before all
got
this?
dirt on Trump.
No,
What?
did you hear the story where they were they had like this theory that the Ayatollah had dirt on Trump from the Epstein files, but then Israel's was a little bit worse.
Oh,
I was
That
just like,
checks out. Yeah.
yeah,
that
I'm like,
checks
I don't
out.
know, again, I am literally wearing the tinfoil hat at this point to just go fuck it. Let's have some fun with it. I mean, they did it for years. It's not like I believe this shit, but I'll just be like, hey, I'm just asking questions.
I've heard the exact same thing. Honestly, and it's so funny because like obviously with everything, because there's a gigantic information war right now.
Yeah, kidding.
You have to take everything with a grain of salt. But
Oh, boy.
I fully believe the blackmail shit, especially when it comes to the fact that just what was exposed in the Epstein files.
Mhm.
He literally ran the biggest blackmailing network in the fucking history of the world, and you don't think like the Russians or the Iranians got on that shit too? You know, like I would have no doubt whatsoever that they were involved with some sort of blackmail
Oh, I mean,
regarding multiple people.
look at what happened today with the frickin' the hour-long phone call with fucking Putin. You know, like,
What happened with that?
oh, you didn't hear about
about
this? Yeah, there
I
was
did
an
not.
hour-long phone call with Trump and Putin, and all of a sudden he comes out and he's just like, you know what? We're talking. I talked to Putin, little Pooty Poo, and I think that we've decided that we can work together. I can release some of the oil and lower some of the sanctions on him. I got to say, it was a great
Of
conversation.
course.
And meanwhile, we're just like, yeah, but they sold our intel. Like,
Yeah.
we have proof of that now. And he's just like, whatever.
No, yeah. I know that he did the like some sort of press briefing today, but I didn't actually look more into that. But that's insane because like
Dude, it was
obviously,
fucking
no,
wild.
it's obvious because he's been trying to be buddy with Putin for several years. So I have no doubt whatsoever that Russia has some of our secrets, that we share intel with them. In fact, this might have been disproven. It might not have actually been true, but I did hear something about I think it was one of our allies in Europe. I forget who it was, and I don't even think this is a true story, but it seems true because of how ridiculous it is. They baited Trump into sharing sensitive information, and I think it had to do with the Ukrainian war. And,
It's not even that hard. All you got to
no.
say is, do you know I have very good information? It's like, I have better information. Here, you want to know some secrets?
For real, when the exchange was made, this country monitored Trump to see if he was going to immediately give that data to Putin, and apparently he did. Yeah,
Yeah, it tracks. See, I immediately bought it.
yeah, it's insane.
No way.
Right, he wants Putin to like him so bad, and it's
He
just
can't
like at this point,
wait.
he's in such he's a rock in a hard place because he wants to appease Netanyahu, he wants to appease Putin, and he wants to make a better deal than Obama got with Iran. That
I
he
keep
fucking
saying
tore
how
up.
much of a child-brained idiot he is, but you guys remember what, like, when you were trying to impress your older cousin and you wanted to hang out, or like when you had that older figure in your life where you're just like, hey, he's cool, but they're just like, dude, you're like, get out of here, twerp. Like, what are you doing? Just like that shit.
That's exactly it. Like you nailed it, and that's
But
how
I want to play in the big boy pool.
Yeah, and he's just not a trained diplomat, and he's not a trained politician, so he
He
gets
has no-
outsmarted every
But
time.
that's why you got elected, and that's what makes me want to bash my head with this keyboard. It's
No,
just like,
for
he's not
real.
part of the establishment. It's like, oh my God, I never thought
he doesn't.
It's just like, I thought I wanted that. I thought I wanted that.
For real, he doesn't understand that like he's going to disappoint someone about something for some reason at some point. You know, that's why like you can't appease Russia while at the same time appeasing Israel, while at the same time bombing Iran, who's getting weapons and intel from Russia.
Real talk, this is why he bankrupted casinos, is because he over leveraged. And he was trying to keep everybody fucking happy. And then he would actually try this shit where he'd be like, all right, I'll sell it to you for $120 million. And then the next day he would get $150 million, but then he'd leave them both on the hook and then he'd somehow fuck up the deal.
No, that's the thing. I mean, we've lost all credibility as a country due to this one fucking man. It's insane, and he's not the only one that is over leveraged. You know, when it comes to whatever, you know, it's due to his mismanagement and just looting of the economy and corruption and just giving handouts to his
It's just his ego.
buddies. Yeah. It's like now. The big tech companies are doing like an infinite money loop, trying to like just passing billions out to one another, like inflating this bubble. Meanwhile, the banks are over leveraged. They can't give out any more loans. there's a credit crisis between all of them right now, and it's all been spurred and encouraged by the massive deregulation that has been
Yes.
happening under Trump. And like, there's been no oversight to all of this shit. It's just like, oh yeah, we'll build more AI centers. We'll develop this AI that has no guarantee to actually benefit your life, and lo and behold, it actually fucking doesn't. But sunk cost fallacy comes into play because we've already invested billions upon billions into this. Let's keep on.
Can I just say, like, just a complete aside? I
Yeah,
had a situation with AI that you never want to have. I got my taxes. Like, I got some help with my taxes, and the guy's just like, at one point, he's just like, "Let's ask ChatGPT." I'm like, "We don't have
no.
to. We don't have to."
Oh.
And then I'm like, "Red flag!" I'm like, holy shit!
You went to a guy to get help with your taxes, and he legitimately
Said, "Let's check ChatGPT." I was just like,
I would have been like, okay,
Hey, out of there.
I'm
Get
out of here.
the thing, no, I got
Abort,
lucky.
abort.
I got very lucky because I think that because he works like in a CPA office, and the guy who actually owned the office, he heard that and immediately just jumped in. He's just like, "Here, I got this. I can help him. I know exactly what's going on here." And he was just like,
Man.
yeah, I got you here. I don't think he will be there next year.
God, that
Yeah,
is
probably not.
that is insane.
But yeah, no, the AI bubble is definitely like it's not even. It's being propped up by literally nothing because the AI all sucks.
Yes. Yeah,
Like-
it's a mass hallucinating, lying, like ego stroking machine.
Mhm.
You know, that's the case across them. It doesn't matter what model it is.
Oh my God, they're creating little Trumps. Think about it. You're the bestest little boy. Yes, you are. Oh, you
Yeah.
make all the best decisions. Yes, I do. I am the bestest little boy. ChatGPT said so.
God. I saw a short. Well, it was actually a video of this guy trying to tell. He kept on asking AI. It must have been ChatGPT or something, over and over and over and over again. How many R's are in strawberry? And he tried asking it multiple different ways, and every single time the AI was like, "There are actually 2 R's in strawberry." This is like, this tech is worth tens of billions of dollars. Are you kidding me? Like, it's
Well, there's all sorts of
absolutely
like.
insane.
I mean, to be fair, there's all sorts of like AI products. Like there's like higher level.
Oh,
AI
sure, yeah.
Stuff that corporations can buy and stuff. But I think you all are right with it just being another bubble and no one really understanding the space. At least not.
And they're counting on that. They're literally like the investing class is counting on this is the whole thing with. I remember the .com bubble. It was the same shit.
I was
where they
thinking
were
about
just
the
like,
exact same
oh
thing.
no, nobody understood the .com era. Like I remember, what was it, Pets.com? You guys remember
Yeah.
that shit? Like
InfoSeek.
yeah, InfoSeek. Yeah, dude, we're old. That just made me go like. I remember my dad just being like, "Yeah, I lost some money in that one." I'm like, "You didn't see the writing on the wall?"
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I lost money at Enron. I'm like, I would not say that out loud.
it's insane. Like, because investors are stupid. If they are
No,
sold
the thing
on
is,
like the
all
shiny
due
new
respect to
thing,
my pops is pretty dumb. So,
like if they're sold on a shiny new product, they're going to get a massive return on investment because, like investment opportunities of this magnitude of this scale have all dried up. It's like, oh, of course, like yeah, we can. I mean, for crying out loud, there's been like there's countless AI companies. You drive into San Francisco, and every single goddamn billboard is advertising some
only
AI
imagine.
model, some sort
only
of
imagine.
some sort of AI service or company or what have you. It's
do they ever like buy like the same billboard? So it's like a compete. It's like one day it's Gemini and the next day it's ChatGPT.
Claude.
Claude.
God. I do know
Claude.
like every time I go in, it's not even any of the big names. It's
Really?
like you never see like ChatGPT or Claude or OpenAI or Gemini or Meta AI. It's all these like no name like starter AIs and whatnot. And that just goes to show like also how over fucking saturated this industry is as well. You know, it's not even just like the big names as well. It's just there's so
Also,
much into
how
it
China
for like
laps us just by like literally minimal effort, and then they're just
Yes.
like, "Hey, I just
Yes.
made a
Again.
much better, AI based on just like minimal prompts." It's like you've got to be kidding me.
minimal prompts, minimal energy, minimal costs.
Mm.
Yeah, they've been doing circles around this for a while. This truly is the Chinese century, I swear.
I talked about that a little bit, where I was just like, man, every once in a while, like I kind of insinuated as a joke, where it's like, no, the world is playing Trump. Like this
Big time.
was
It's so easy
this
to.
the whole thing was to just get him to do that, where he's like, I'm doing the board of peace. We're gonna have the Western Hemisphere and the Eastern Hemisphere immediately with that. I even said it where I was just like, dude, that's very consequential. He's
Yeah.
essentially ceding all that to China and Russia and just be like, you deal with it. We'll just be partners. I just want the rest of America's, because I want to just do the biggest land purchase ever, because I have a thing about just being remembered. It's like,
Talk about having low ambitions.
God, if he had any that actually stuck, like
No, right.
I don't even know, man. Like, I don't even know what drives him beyond the ego. Because, like, some people speculate on the right wing where they're just like, well, he keeps talking about how he wants to get into heaven. I'm like, I don't think that drives
No.
like where he's
No, it's
going with
just
his
a-
decisions.
No,
I
it's
don't
an
thi-
obsessive. It's an obsessive relationship with competition and having to be the
Oh.
center of attention at all times. He's
Oh.
definitely. So do you know? Do you know
That's
that 1 out of 6 Americans suffer from narcissistic personality disorder?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. Yeah.
and a hell of a lot more than 1/6 have narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah.
So we live in the most narcissistic society,
do.
arguably ever to exist.
Would
because
you
of
argue
modern
that?
communication
Would you argue that
technology.
like modern social media, like TikTok
That's
and
what you
just
said,
like
yeah.
stuff
modern
like that?
modern
Yeah.
communication technology accelerated everything.
Yeah,
but we
big
already
time.
had kind of narcissistic tendencies with Hollywood, because we always had the biggest movies. We
Yeah.
always had the biggest celebrities. Our sports are always the highest rated, make the most money. When we're not just into one sport like soccer, we're into a bunch of different kinds of sports. Like the Americana portfolio of entertainment products is unlike anything the world has ever seen.
True.
Yes.
And that produces that's if there is a good thing about American exceptionalism, then that would be it. Like that would be part of it. That would be an example of it. That would be
Yeah,
an
but-
example of like good American exceptionalism. But just so we're clear, Pep Talks, one of my essays is, how American exceptionalism became American narcissism, and we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going through your stuff privately, but I'm going to be going through it on stream pretty soon.
Would love
Excellent.
any exposure you
Fantastic.
can give me.
Oh,
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely worth it too. I mean, his essays are how me and him linked up. We started doing the show a couple of years ago, and super worth it. He's got great video essays in general. But yeah, Americans in general do have like a unique uh
Worldview.
we're, yeah, like we're the most entitled. We're the most
Child.
arrogant. Yeah,
Children.
yeah,
children.
we're-
Yes,
yeah.
we're children.
Compare,
I say America is like a spoiled teenager with a credit card and and a bunch of cash. And what do they use that money for? Fast food, and guns. And then then they kind of
You know
become
what
a
I-
drug addict at some
know
point.
what
Our addiction
that
is
point-
greed. But go ahead, yeah.
When I got that stimmy from Bush, I know exactly
Yeah.
what I bought with it. I bought an ounce.
Yeah.
yeah, I was fortunate in 2020 when when the pandemic first started off and Trump had to like cut out checks because everybody was screwed.
Mm.
And I bought my car with it. Like I put down payment on my car. It's just like
Yep, that's what I
Yeah.
did.
yeah,
That's what I
fuck
did. Same. Yeah, because my car had actually dropped its transmission like 2 months into COVID. Oh God, that sucked.
No, that sounds awful, and it's getting to a point now. Well, when it comes to the Trump tariffs, it's looking like they're like the courts are twisting the Trump administration's arms about this and
Oh, they already are. Yeah.
forcing them to issue tariff refunds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they essentially stole like $150 billion from
from us.
American consumers and companies. Yeah.
The problem
Like-
is small businesses already went out. Like my comics, my local comic shop that I used to go to every Thursday had to go under because of the tariffs. And he's just like, there's no way I can sign a new lease not knowing if they're going to get rid of this shit or how it's going
That's
to
the
impact
thing.
me. He's like, because I'm paying on average 40% more for all of my goods. And he's like, there's no profit margin there for me.
Right.
Right. Yeah. It just vanishes.
So
And
he just goes
it's
into
all on
debt.
Trump.
Yep, that's what happened.
Yeah.
He's in
and
debt. He's in debt now.
Yep, massive debt.
fucking
Dude,
horrible.
he's literally going to like trade shows and just like he was at a high school gym selling his shit.
Jeez.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Fucking
No,
heartbreaking. And
of
it took my
course.
third place away. Like, honestly, just from a psychological standpoint, that's where I used to go. Like, every Thursday, I would go spend at least 2 to 3 hours there. You know, he was a good friend of mine, and still is a good friend of mine. But it's like, I would hang out there with him. We would play a D&D session. Like, that's what we used to do there. We were like the crew that got to game in a comic shop. It was awesome. But
Right.
it took my third place away. And, like, that really sucked. And it, honestly, it was kind of hurtful.
No, yeah, it really is all on Trump's idiocy too, because he either doesn't understand how tariffs work, or he's just been lying about them the entire
He's been
time.
lying about him. No, he's been lying about him.
Yeah, it's
No,
literally
tariffs
like
benefit him. As
course.
like in his businesses, they have always benefited him.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
estate, all that bullshit. That's why he is just like tariff.
Yeah, no, of course.
Well, it also has to do with, it also derives from Steve Bannon's economic perspective, which is that America has a self-sufficient economy that doesn't need anybody else.
Which is
stupid.
it's
Which
one of
is
the dumbest
Yeah.
things ever fucking uttered. It really does. Like it's people like him and just these
Stephen Miller.
It's people with
Steve
these
Bannon, I'm
horrible
convinced, is trying
ideas.
to collapse the entire
That's-
country. But yeah,
you
He's
beat
an
me to it.
anarchist.
You
Steve Bannon is an anarchist, and Stephen Miller is a fascist.
Yeah, you
So that's
took
a
the words
tough.
right
That's a
out of
tough
my mouth.
combination.
Honestly,
That's a tough
like-
combination because, and that's the thing is like. So I think there's like I have this saying of punch to the right, love to the left, right?
yeah.
If you're talking metaphors, like you're a boxer and we're in the political arena, whatever. Abolish ICE, abolish APAC, and prosecute MAGA are going to be the three biggest things for 2028 POTUS nominee in terms of punching the right. And I think loving the left, it's going to be Medicare for all, raising the minimum wage, and then, I don't know, I'll let you guys fill in the third one. There'll probably be a hell of a lot more than three. But I think abolish ICE, abolish APAC, and prosecute MAGA has all of those things are going to be insanely popular.
I mean, we should go a step further with the APAC one and just, again, we should really be focusing on getting money out of politics because that's something that
Yes.
most of us agree on.
Yes.
The fact that Citizens United fucked us, most Republicans I talk to agree.
Yeah.
They hate the fact that there's just unlimited dark money in politics, even though they benefit from it. They don't give a shit because they still perceive it as just being like, yeah, you know what? My politicians bought and paid for. How they miss that with Trump, beyond me. But
Yeah,
Because
whatever.
they're a cult.
Yeah, ultimately, like I mean,
Sunken cost fallacy. You said it before.
Yeah, sunk cost value. That's yeah, like they're
Yeah.
too deep now. Might as well keep on digging the hole deeper. And like I don't know if it could be incompetent. It could be fully self-aware, or it could be just ignorance and hubris and arrogance. But
But he's the
like
fucking
people like
president. Hold on. Even if
Yeah.
he has all that, other people in his cabinet are
No, that's what I'm
supposed to
saying.
make up for that shortcoming.
That's
like,
what I'm
Jesus
saying.
Christ.
That,
We
like,
had weekend at fucking Biden's for 4 years, and
we
they're
don't.
just like, you know what? We somehow kept that train a moving. It's just like, you did, though. You actually did. I hate giving credit, but they...
Right. That's basically what I'm saying. I keep on thinking about the post that I made on Facebook, like the day after Trump was reelected back in 2024. I said, I cannot express with words just how bad things are going to get. And I still stand by those words because you're right. His cabinet, like he should have people around him who know better, right? It's like, no, he's not going to do that this time. He's going to surround himself with yes men and people that he can do deals with, and quid pro quo.
You know what's fucked up about the
scratch my
yes
back,
men
I'll
part,
scratch
though?
yours.
Hold on. Ajit Pai was so much worse for the FCC than fucking Brandon Carr, which is weird. Because
yeah,
I'm like, I
yeah.
don't know how he didn't do this the first time, where he's just like, Jimmy Kimmel, let's get him off the air. It's just like, why'd you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I can't really think of any, like, if you compare like his term now to the first term, he had a leash on him, so to speak. There were people around him
The neocons
that
still had him. Yeah.
yes, like that could talk him down from the worst decisions and like talk about his worst impulses. Meanwhile, he's just been unhinged this entire time because he's surrounded by idiots, the arrogant, the ignorant, the incompetent, and also the accelerationists. People like Steve Bannon, or at least like have the same mindset as him. Fucking JD Vance. He wasn't his first pick. I don't even see those two together all the time. Like, do they even like each other? Do they even know? Like, do they even like?
Because
share
he's
the
still mad. He's still salty that fucking JD Vance called him out the first time, where he was just like,
Sure,
"You said you
yeah.
didn't like me. You know what?
Yeah,
I did that because I have something over you."
I'm curious as to how he allowed his sons to pick JD Vance instead of Doug Burgum. Maybe it was maybe they talked him up like the big tech guys do, because JD Vance is in league with Peter Thiel.
I'm 90% sure it's because JD Vance did something that made John Jr. look good.
Probably.
Where it's just like, Dad, you think I'm a fuck up? Check out this guy.
Yeah, like
He wears eyeliner.
Fuck, Jesus. I do think he does represent that same group of people who just don't give a shit anymore about the American experiment, about democracy, and are trying to purposefully crash the dollar and ruin our trade deals and make the entire financial system and market and economy so unstable and so unpredictable that people start taking their bonds out and treasuries and whatnot.
You nailed it right there.
The debt keeps on getting jacked up because we spend more and borrow more. The interest payments go up more and more.
Yeah, I think that's why when he made the comment about the mortgages.
Yeah, in a way, I do feel like a lot of that is by design, because like you'd have to be like the most incompetent people in the world to not see like how bad all of that combined is, and to continue making it worse, like throwing fuel on the fire, you know. And so I do feel like either Trump's too stupid to do anything about it, or they have something on him, or he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Because
I think he's got like it depends on what part of the government you're talking about, whether or not he cares about it. And then if he doesn't care about it, then whoever is in charge of that area has free reign. That's why Stephen Miller being in charge of ICE and Kristi Noem basically doing what Stephen Miller tells her to do.
That's a good point. Yeah, split it up so nobody can even. And then that's also like he did kind of play that game with like, okay, whatever. Kash Patel, maybe I'll fire her, maybe I won't. Kristi Noem, same thing, you know. But then Kristi Noem finally, he was like, she spent how much on a fucking commercial?
Yeah.
No, for real. And then she gets she gets demoted instead of fired. You know, like
you realize that you're in Hollywood, Dieter. Do you realize $220 million was spent on that piece of shit? That commercial.
Yeah, that's
that one commercial.
Movies could have been made for that. $220 million.
I know what ad you're talking about now.
Because it was just to pay off somebody.
She's on a horse, right?
Yeah. The one that she's and the Great Plains and all that. Yeah, and it's bad. And the thing is, they had the audacity to use AI to fucking render a bunch of the CG
funny.
and that fucking.
Dude, it was still $220 million.
Half of my favorite movies were made with a fucking budget, like not even a quarter of that.
Yeah, sliver of that. What the fuck? I had no idea. So
she could have hired RDJ for that.
Yeah, shit. Like what? So what exactly was the purpose of having so much money put into that?
I just saw one of the chats. To be fair, Giant Cowboy hats are expensive.
I have one in my corner right now. It was not even. How much was that? $20.
That was hilarious. You know what? You're right.
One thing I wanted to comment on based on what you guys were saying earlier about the system because there's a common expression. Like I think there's a line of demarcation between liberals and progressives, where liberals think the system can be salvaged, and progressives recognize that we need a new system.
Yes.
But here's
Fair.
the insight that this comment made me think of. The 1% got richer during the 1929 Great Depression. What is happening now is all deliberate. Yeah, there's
Exactly.
precedent for it.
Yeah.
The system isn't broken. The capitalist system right now is working exactly the way it's supposed to work, which is transferring
Exactly.
wealth from the lower 50% to the top.
Well, yeah, because they got rid of that pesky, revolution thing where they're just like, if we exist on a different plane where we literally live in neighborhoods they will never be able to see, they will never be able to penetrate.
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing about the French Revolution is there was explicit nobility to go after, whereas in our country, our nobility is kind of invisible, right? Like we got the Elon Musks and the big time billionaires here and there, but the majority of that 1% is like people who are worth, $50 to $500 million. That's most people in that area.
Yeah, and back in the day, like the rich would live up in penthouses, and they'd have to like go down to the bottom of the building and then walk amongst the common folk.
Yeah.
Back then, it was a whole lot more easy for that.
Integrated.
Yeah, but nowadays, the rich and powerful are siphoned off, and they don't even dress like noblemen anymore. They dress like slobs. A whole bunch of it, especially a lot of the tech bros and whatnot. But they're also insulated in their own bubbles and what. They're completely out of touch, and it just adds so much. They're not able to be like in touch with what the common people even think or do anymore. They literally live in their own little worlds, their own little bubbles and shit. They have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Hey, what's up?
I hate politics. Hello.
Hey, why
Yeah,
I
he's-
hate politics? Nice to meet you.
He's a good guy. He's coming on this show in either 1 or 2 weeks, I think.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
So Jerome's going to be on here. He's a black progressive from Colorado.
Nice to meet you,
Hell
Jerome.
yeah.
I watched a lot of his coverage on the Crockett Tellerico race and found him to be pretty insightful.
Did you catch
So-
any of my This Space today?
No, tell me.
Jesus. It was a pre-election show. I covered Kat's response to
Yeah, I wanted to check in with you
her
about
ad.
the two things before we get lost, because we're doing well, but I want to make sure
Yeah.
we cover two things.
Yeah.
One is the Illinois 9th with Kat,
Yep,
and then
we'll
the
get that.
second is I want to talk about the DSA national versus local.
Okay. Well, all right. So today I covered Kat's response to an APAC ad. That was pretty egregious, but they brought up some stuff that was provable by just going to fec.gov and showing that she did indeed take some Republican money. Whether it can be tied to Trump is a different story, but she didn't have a good answer for where it came from, except for
really?
just saying, it's just slander, fec.gov. Like, that's just so fake. It's like,
Sweetheart, no. I'm sorry, but no.
no, that's actually like
That's not how you respond. No.
no. And that kind of got me a little upset.
Right.
And then I watched her not interview, but the debate with her, Daniel Biss, Laura Fine, and they actually brought on my the other three candidates. Which again, here just to give you a state list. I'm not sure if you know how much literature they fucking have given me. This is all literature for the candidates for the Illinois 9.
Wow.
No shit.
How many people are fucking running? Jesus.
16.
Oh my God.
16 people. 16. Yeah, but this was
insane.
Kat's new one. What if Congress didn't suck at? Which I gotta say, this is actually pretty fire.
Yeah,
that's
neat.
a good piece.
You know,
It's got to be.
And then
It's got to be quick and dirty. Like it can't be.
Yeah, that was
It
my
can't
problem
be-
with these
it
though.
can't be
Is the
too-
fact
it
that
can't
she
be too
wanted you to
big.
do a comic book, and there's 5 pages of that. I was just like, all right. Whereas
What about videos on their websites? Are they doing video?
she is, yeah, she's doing a lot. But like here, actually, this guy, as much as I hate him, for just being so low effort. He used fucking B-roll shit. But the thing is, it actually kind of
there though.
It actually kind of works. Like because I ran this by one of my friends who's just a normie, and he gave me that rundown where he was just like, I actually like this guy's stuff. I was just like, Hohen? Really? No shit.
Yeah. I mean, keeping it simple, it could be super effective without a doubt.
This guy, the FBI agent, he's like, my best friend Steve Kerr.
Jesus.
Yeah, you might appreciate that one. Hey. Yeah. I know that we got a mutual appreciation for the Kerr, but
God. What?
Or do you not? I'm sorry. I actually like Steve Kerr.
No, Steve Kerr's the man.
I was about to say, hey man.
No, Steve Kerr's the man. He speaks out and he uses his platform.
Yeah, I know.
For good things, and that's another thing that a lot of conservatives don't like is when the sports people start talking pop culture.
Unless it's their people. Come on.
Exactly.
Look at the way that they disingenuously use the USA hockey team, and I still hold that they're going to regret letting Kash Patel in that because no matter what, it's tarnished that gold medal forever.
Yes, thank you for promoting this space. That's how PepTalks and I know each other.
Woo,
please check me out. Check out this space if you haven't already. Lots of great content creators on there. But I wanted to ask you, so according to the polls that I saw, the most recent polls had Biss at 24%.
That sounds
and
right.
Both Cat and the other one, Fine, were at like 17 or 18%.
No, so that actually
and then there was like 20, and then there was like 20% undecided.
So what ended up happening is Biss is sitting at 22%. Cat moved up to 19%. She's within literally, yeah, she's doing pretty well, but all like the independent polling has Biss +7, +5 over Cat and Laura Fine pretty much all together. Mm-hmm. Again, Biss has name recognition. He's literally been on the ballot twice already within just my district, and like overall, he was on the our ballot for governor, where he was running against J.B. Pritzker. And then he just decided to stay on after he lost the primary, and he was the independent candidate for Illinois,
right?
Which I thought was pretty smart. But it actually leads to
anti-establishment.
It does, but the problem is somebody said it, and I'm not sure if it was an APAC ad, but they literally said he's always running for something. You know, he's never just content being in the seat that he's in. He's always running for something, which does. I mean, he's the mayor of Evanston, and he just won that 2 years ago.
So he might have greater ambitions.
He always has. He always has. I mean, if you look at the guy, my mom used to say it about him before she passed. She was just like, he's just like Gavin Newsom. He looks like a politician.
Right.
I'm just like, well, that
sounds like one too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's out of all, see, and this is the thing, like, for your audience, I have been able to get a hold of all the campaigns and at least have a conversation. Most of them have respectfully declined to come on the show. Kat was the only one that booked with me and bailed twice. And I'm still a little upset about that. But it was the ghosting on the rebooking where I was just like, okay, huh. And like, I just, for me personally, I'm like, okay, so your team couldn't even value me enough to like even reach out and have an off the record conversation the same way I have with every other with every other person. That's and I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe this is a me thing, but I'm just kind of like, it's disrespectful. Like, yes. And if you're going to disrespect me personally, why in the fuck would I go out of my way to like vote for you? I don't owe you my vote when I have 15 other candidates, and one of them is the one that you carpetbagged. Had she not joined this race, I think that Mike Simmons would actually have a legitimate shot at winning this because he was the DSA candidate. He was the one that already he's passed 50 bills in the state Senate. He's the first LGBT fucking Ethiopian candidate that won the state house. Like, I just don't understand why she needed to choose the 9th.
Yeah. Is there so when you guys found out and when you talked about it on this space or whatever it was that you guys learned that she was taking Republican money, was there any you said again?
No, I'm just saying again, like through the from that ad. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's all good. I thought you were implying that she did it more than once.
No.
So were you guys theorizing as to why they might be funding her, or why she would be
Yes.
taking that money? What was the theory?
My
what
theory.
they were doing.
So my theory is that, honestly, I think that she has such a background in knowing these people. But realistically, I think that they flooded her campaign with money to make sure that we push a Laura Fine, or Daniel Biss even further, because it just makes her look bad. Realistically.
Right. I see.
And
yeah,
she's based her whole thing on transparency, but campaigns need money. There's a reason that Mike Simmons, who, I think he's number 5 on the ballot, this is his only little pamphlet that he has, and he's had this
Way
since
too much
September.
text.
Yeah,
Way
I
too
know.
much text.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That's why I liked hers. Her pamphlet was easy. Boom.
Yep. No, her marketing has been great.
it has been. Yeah,
I actually have somebody in my.
But she hasn't grown.
Space
But she
chat
hasn't
that
grown
did
as a
that,
candidate. She does the same. She has the same talking points that she's had since the beginning, right?
Mhm.
It hasn't. The portfolio of policies that she's offering hasn't really grown. It's been the same few talking.
My
points.
biggest problem is what she said in the debate about moving here with her partner, when she was called on the carpetbagging thing. And that's what really, I hate to say it, it bugs me, man. I don't like the idea of somebody coming in from Texas, running for a seat that she really has no ties to the community outside of her grandpa lived here 40 years ago or whatever.
And I give you Elizabeth Warren, senator from Massachusetts.
Yeah, exactly.
How the hell is she the senator from Massachusetts? That is an incredibly prestigious position in American politics. And the fact that it went to someone from Texas because she's a professor at Harvard is ridiculous.
sure.
And that's I'm glad that you can see that though. Because again, that's why I brought up Mike. At least Mike, he's grown up in this district and he already has done stuff in the state house that really it benefited my life, man.
Right.
It's a damn shame. I mean,
the guy was it Hun? Who was the guy that you were talking about?
Hohen. Hohen.
The Asian guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not great.
They have 19 people running. Why didn't she go somewhere
16,
else?
16. That's what I don't get. I'll be honest. I don't get that. Because she prides herself on being the first one that entered her name in, because Jan Skakowski is actually, she's been a pretty based-ass politician for being just a milquetoast Dem, right? She's been in that House seat since I think the fucking 80s. She's been there forever, man.
So how does it work in Illinois? Because in California, it's a 2-candidate primary, meaning after the primary, the top 2 vote getters face off in the general. So that's probably not how it works in Illinois, though.
No,
Okay,
we
so
don't
what
even have
happens there?
we don't have ranked choice or anything like that. No, it's literally down her percentage. She
But
could literally lose by 2
the
votes.
plurality.
She
So
can
it's a
lose
plurality.
She can lose by 2 votes. And that's why I got mad, where I was just I'm at least a guaranteed 4 votes, just based because on how my family and my friends ask me who I should vote for, just because I do this. And
And what do you tell them?
right now, I told him Mike Simmons.
Yeah.
Because I just said he's the best candidate to represent our values. And honestly, if Dan Biss or Kat win, then I'll vote for him in the primary. But they don't deserve my vote, because Dan Biss also could not commit to putting sanctions on Israel, which I thought was bullshit.
Yeah.
Really? He pushed out on that.
Yeah, he pushed out on that one.
That's weird.
Yeah, twice. I asked his campaign manager, and then he called me personally. And I had a good conversation with him. And he's a really nice guy, but fuck, man. Yeah, he was just like, well,
Why is it so hard for people to say that Israel's committing genocide?
I don't
Why
know.
is it so goddamn
I don't know.
hard?
And he even said,
if you're not taking AIPAC money, just are they
he's
worried
just
about
I
getting
can't
killed?
commit to using that word. It's God, Jesus.
What is it? The rest of Western civilization is using it, and most of Eastern civilization is using it too.
No, guys. Evanston is a huge Jewish progressive population. He's the mayor of Evanston.
That checks out. Yeah. It comes
When
down
I
to
say
cowardice.
Jewish progressive, they are Jewish progressive.
Yeah.
Except for on the issue of Israel-Gaza.
Well, it's not his. Hell, again, the fact is, every time that I asked him about like, do you support, a one state, two state solution? He always said two state solution. He 1000% supports the people of Palestine, and he does condemn what Netanyahu specifically was doing. I was like, okay. But then I was just like, would you vote to sanction Israel? He's just like, well, I don't know. And then he minced words with the whole defensive offensive thing. I'm like, okay.
Weird.
Like he did that on the debate today. I was just like, oh, God.
There's a pretty cut and dry issue out there, politicians. If any of you guys are politicians or know any politicians, this is the biggest slam dunk of an issue we've seen since, I don't even know what. War on Terror or something like that.
It's to keep out Big Tree Hugger actually said it. It's to keep out the DSA candidate. That's what happened. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
That's exactly what happened.
Who was the DSA candidate?
Mike Simmons.
Mike Simmons is the DSA candidate.
Yeah.
Kat didn't get the DSA endorsement.
No, even though she's a paying member. Yeah, DSA didn't endorse her. They refused to endorse her.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought
that's
for
why,
sure.
Yeah.
Nuts.
That's why. And again, but Daniel Biss doesn't have DSA either. He just has a bunch of the progressive caucuses. It's like, oh, come on.
Well, the DSA is still not there yet in terms of like having the influence that I want it to have. But
red flag.
I think that it will grow into kind of the catalyst for change within the Democratic Party. At least that's my hope. And the endorsement process from the DSA, I think, is going to be very valuable.
It's already more valuable than APAC. I mean, APAC Tracker it's
on
everything.
A local.
APAC Tracker has been insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you seen it? Like on Twitter?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. I got to say, guys, like that one definitely had an impact on this election specifically.
So I don't know who this is from. Jerome from Why I Hate Politics. Chris Beardsley from Delaware. I just interviewed and proudly called it in genocide and willing to pull funding. Great.
There we go. See,
it's
that easy. Chris Beardsley. There you go. Like,
awesome.
Yeah, it's happening. The wave of change is coming. It's just for people who are in Pep and I's talk late 30s, early 40s, in Stat Pat's case, or what are you? Are you late 20s still?
I'm 30.
Okay, so you're 30 now. So it's just we know where the pattern's going. It's just a matter of if we're going to get the deliverables that we want from it. Mm-hmm. And that's why the Crockett-Tellerico fight election was so annoying, because neither one of them really invested in taking strong stands on policy. And both were even like
Kat
soft
is good on
Israel.
that. Okay, but Kat, as much as I can have like criticism of her, she is all right at like keeping herself on the policy-driven stuff. The one confusing thing that kind of like struck me was during the debate where she was way too focused on just like things that she's not really going to be able to press. You know what I mean? Like as far as like things that would affect my local constituency, where I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, you're talking about even sanctioning Israel. Realistically, when we're talking in the bigger picture of like affecting my state and like my constituency,
does that make a difference? Right?
It doesn't really make that big of a difference. Like most people are mad about like the attacks on democracy. Like that's the number one polling issue in my district. Trump's continual fucking just ignoring all the rules of democracy. That's why J.B. Pritzker actually has a pretty solid approval rating here now.
Yeah.
So she should be talking about campaign finance then, like we were saying earlier. I mean, that's the thing about Kat, though, is like if you're going to present yourself in the way that she does, I would have expected her to have a larger portfolio of positions, like, solutions to, like, comprehensive solutions to a lot of these problems. But so far, it's Israel, Palestine, abolish AIPAC. Did she talk about prosecuting MAGA? Did she talk about?
She did.
She did. Okay.
She talked about
good.
That, yeah.
So she's doing the whole
all three
attack
of the candidates agreed on that one, but Laura Fine again. Yeah.
Laura Fine, yeah. Well, she's
she's AIPAC, but again, what pisses me off about her is how AIPAC even got to her. Like, dude, she's actually a pretty solid senator in my state. Like, she has a good voting record.
Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how desperate these politicians are for cash.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we have Gavin Newsom's like using the word apartheid state for Israel now, but it's like, okay, but what are you going to do about that? Well, does it actually mean anything? It's like I don't trust you to fucking like.
Actually, I want to ask you guys something. All right, so like, I know how it goes, like with us, where we're perceived as like an overtaxed state. I hear a lot of shit talked about California specifically, and so in your guys, like, and you guys can take turns on this one. What's your assessment on what the actual problems are that Newsom has caused - can address?
Step out. You start first. I'm going to take a leak. I'll be right back.
I think God, there. I would have to actually take a much deeper look. But what I started paying a lot more
your
attention
personal
to
thing, like what you would think just off the top of your head personally, like if you were debating like a MAGA, and because like this is what I see in my chat all the fucking time. It's just Newsom ruined the entire fucking state. Blah 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 blah.
I know. When it comes to taxation, we have the highest gas taxes in the state, and that's been like a big thorn in the side of California voters for the longest time. For me personally, it's more so like you're just not in league with your constituents or with your actual base of supporters or people who actually vote for you. Actually going out of your way to block potential tax hikes on billionaires is just a giant
insane.
And he bailed on Medicare for all. We were going to have a state.
That was
we were going to have a try.
One, yeah.
There was going to be a single payer option for California residents that he advocated for when he was running for governor the first time, and he pushed out of that.
Every move that he has made has signaled like he is more than willing to throw whoever the fuck under the bus to serve wealthy interests and the elites, and he really is.
How does he have the progressive moniker in California of all fucking states? Then
he's not.
He
doesn't.
Not
even remotely.
He doesn't. Oh, see, that's a misconception on us then, as like the national guys. Like,
no, he's not well liked in California. Newsom's not well liked in California. Like, either side.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, not especially. I mean, obviously by right wing.
What does your gas tax actually pay for? So, like, I know that ours pays for very specific infrastructure. So, like, if you're, if you have gas taxes in Illinois within a 10-mile radius of wherever your actual household is, it goes to repairing bridges and roads within the 10-mile radius of where you are.
Yeah, that's what ours does too. Is the state highways, the roads, and the bridges.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have like $1.60 per gallon gas tax nationwide.
$1.60?
Statewide. Something like that. $1.60.
What the fuck? We're at 79 cents. Holy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not calm down on complaining about our gas taxes.
Yeah, right. And property taxes here are pretty insane as well.
Yeah, here is same.
Yeah. I mean,
but we got great public schools, though. Nope.
Yeah, so do we. See, that's actually like, so do we.
But we have you guys actually. No, but your Illinois does have good public schools, don't they?
Yeah, we got. Oh, you're joking. Oh, we actually do. I thought you meant it. No, we actually do have great public schools.
Yeah. See, if we were paying state taxes, and you were getting good public schools,
you guys have a teachers
union?
Okay
about it. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a California teachers union, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually fucked. The Sacramento Unified School District just laid off 400 people.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Is it underserved?
Well, I mean, it's definitely it hasn't been one of the best. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, like
closed down 4 schools afterwards. It's just like, who could have seen this coming?
Like 400,
exactly.
Yeah, like they have to like close like multiple schools and everything.
That's exactly what happened to us.
Yeah, it's a mess. But I mean, for the past like year plus now, Newsom has been just like 100% laser focused on building up a national profile for himself because anybody and their mother knows that he has ambitions towards higher office. He has bigger political ambitions than California. Yeah, so like it just shows to me. I mean, he's never seemed an authentic person to me at all. Like he is, like I said earlier, he will throw anybody under the bus just to curry favor with the uh, uh, with whoever he's talking to. Like he's had Ben Shapiro on his show. He's had Steve Bannon. He's had Michael Savage. He's had Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk, famously.
Yeah.
You know, and
We reviewed that.
As
Yeah.
much as
he
I'm
does-
not, I don't
he's
care
just a
who
weasel.
platforms who. I'll be honest. Like I don't
Sure.
give a shit. It's how they push back. Like
No, and that's
somebody
the
did that
exact
with
thing.
Piers-
Well, that's the thing.
somebody
If you're
did
gonna-
that
if
with
you're gonna
Piers
have
Morgan
him-
with Nick Fuentes, and I got to say, like Piers, yeah,
No,
for
well,
all
well, the
my
problem
gripes
was-
with Piers, he actually did push back against Nick Fuentes.
Right, yeah,
So.
and credit where credit is due, I suppose.
Mhm.
But when it came to Gavin Newsom, he just would not. He showed his spinelessness
Right.
throughout each appearance.
And then he
You know.
attacks the left when he gets the chance, and he
Yes.
also attacked trans
Bingo.
rights. I heard, yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
No, exactly. So he really just can't be trusted on a goddamn thing. He's very, very weaselly, and I don't know if you watched Fosh at all, but or Hassan, because Hassan
I
went
watched
viral.
Hassan, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't watched Vosh in a long time. Like I've caught some clips, but yeah.
I mean, what comes
Watch
down
Hassan.
to it, Hassan went viral because he basically said if it came down to Newsom or JD Vance,
Oh yes,
third
yeah,
party.
and I've had it.
vote
Yeah.
third party, yeah,
Mhm.
because like at that point it doesn't even matter. You know, the country's fucked anyway. Like if you have one of these two people in
Random
charge,
question: how come
Yeah.
the left hasn't just been able to take over the Green Party?
oh,
the
man,
Green
that's a
Party's-
good question.
But Stepat, you know a thing or two about the Green Party, but my understanding is that it's really corrupt.
It's very,
Oh, yeah,
very,
Jill
very
Stein's
corrupt.
fucking corrupt as shit. I was
No,
I mean,
no,
I
of
kinda
course.
know.
Like their only purpose, the only purpose they serve is to show up when a general election season comes around and be like, "Hey, we're not the Democrats. They're very
Yeah.
corrupt and bad, so vote for us." And then the election comes around and they vanish.
Yeah.
That,
So the
has
biggest-
been that's the exact that's been the same thing for multiple elections now.
Yeah, and then she
Pep-
runs with the money.
Yes,
PepTalks,
exactly.
there's a big structural problem that you might have heard about with respect to California and the way our money moves around here in the government, and it's Prop 13,
Oh yeah,
which was implemented in 1978 and took away a lot of real estate tax revenue from the state, and that's what they could have used for like things like public schools, and there's just been a lot of missed
Wait, so what does
opportunities.
Prop 13 actually go towards then?
So Prop 13 changed the law where there was a maximum on the extent to which you could raise real estate taxes.
Okay.
And that meant that they lost overnight. They lost like 60% of their tax revenue, the whole state of California.
Do you think that if
And-
Prop 13 wasn't enacted, that your property taxes would be even higher?
I mean, I'm not a homeowner, but probably it depends on where you live. And you got city, state, city and state taxes too. So
I know.
that's a question that more homeowners would know about. But there wouldn't be as much of a deficit. The state wouldn't be in debt like it is if it weren't for Prop 13. We could have been able to actually maintain something of a
Yeah,
balanced
maybe
budget.
that's where Illinois is a little different because I know that we don't have anything like that, and our property taxes are just insane. But at least they have the wherewithal to know that we're going to ask like where that money's going, so you can track where all your tax dollars are going in Illinois.
Yeah.
Which is I kind of like that, but at the same time, sometimes it doesn't necessarily make it hurt less because you're just like, Jesus Christ, how much did I pay?
Yeah.
Well, when you think about a lot of these problems, like with California and stuff, we kind of, because of that Prop 13 circumstance, we kind of need federal help to get major projects done.
Yeah.
Like, for example, that stupid monorail that they want to have in between LA
Yeah,
and
the
San
high-speed
Francisco.
rail, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Right.
never been down with that. I don't know if you know
Right.
anything about the geography of
It's
the California
wild.
coast. It
Makes
does
no
not
sense.
set up well for a
No, it makes no
monorail.
sense.
The California coast is the mountains pushing into the ocean.
Yeah.
That is that is what makes California coast geological.
Yeah, it's already eroding.
So you can't imagine putting a fucking monorail on top of the mountains or through
No.
the mountains. It's going to cost
No.
a fortune. And there aren't enough. If there were like 10 cities in a row over the course of those 250 or how many miles is it, like 500 miles, then I would say, yeah, let's find a way to make it work. But there isn't. There's
Yeah,
smaller towns.
Yeah, the only actual flat land where it would be remotely feasible, it would be from the Sacramento Valley down to what is known as the Grapevine, which is
Yeah.
the mountainous
Napa,
area
yeah.
just north of Los Angeles. Yeah,
Yeah.
just south of Bakersfield. That's where it would make the most sense. But
I
it's
used to do
like
business in California, so I kind of know your coastline.
right, yeah.
But a lot of these projects, they need federal. Like we need I don't like the Green New Deal, like the name of it. I like the spirit of it, and I actually don't like the package of projects in the Green New Deal. They're like,
Really?
yeah, well, not all of them. The ones that are publicly owned, then I'm fine with. But you would be surprised, shocked as to how many
many?
projects
Yeah.
in the Green New Deal will be privately owned and operated once they are done. That's not right. It's one thing to say,
Just give these assholes
we
tax
need-
incentives just to build high-speed rail from fucking Boston to California. God damn it.
Right, and that's why it should be called the next New Deal, because we might need another New Deal in another 20 years.
Not
We
a
have to
bad idea. I like that.
Call it the next New Deal. Tell me, I'm telling you, dude. One of my talents is political marketing, and a lot of it
Now
is how
that's
the left presents things, and they don't present things in the right way. Like, for example, something that we take for granted, and it's my Dieter decree number 2. Just because someone looks like an adult doesn't mean they are one. Call conservatives intellectual, social, spiritual, emotional children, because effectively that's what they are. Like, no one's making the kind of character attacks. Like, if your politics,
I do.
If your politics yeah, I know you do, but if your I'm talking about like public figures, like people with actual power. Yeah, exactly.
Rude.
But people with big time power. No one's calling it.
I gotcha.
No one's saying we need a 40-year war on conservatism. Something that I would call a war on white trash fascism. Right? WTF doesn't stand for what you think it does. It stands for white trash fascism. Then there's the what's the other one that I was going to say? The treasonous Trump treasonous Trump trash terrorists. Oh, GDP. You know what GDP actually stands for? Greed-driven policy. That's what we've gotten for the last 45 fucking years. Everything, America is a teenager and we're addicted to greed, and we just keep relapsing and relapsing with every new goddamn president. So those are going to be the themes. The thing that I actually like where we are in terms of like going through the moment of clarity, the Alcoholics Anonymous, like painful withdrawal process, is that the leftist movement is only going to get stronger from here. And we're going to see more candidates, primary establishment figures in 2 years. In 2 years, there will be a wave where you will see somewhere between 30 to 60% of the Democratic Party on a congressional level change. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see some. I know that's a big range, but I have to include 50. I'm
It's
trying
a big
to
range,
bisect
but
50.
at the same time, it's realistic because, like, you're not wrong. We're going to be forced to change, and we're also going to be forced to like, kind of, pivot. I mean, they're going to be forced to pivot left. I shouldn't say us. Like, we're already there. We're just waiting for people to kind of catch up.
Everyone's catching up to us.
Yeah,
everyone's catching up to us. It's not like,
but that's why, like, when I look at IHIP and like those types of people, I don't know, maybe it's because of like the field that I'm in, where I work with a lot of normies, man. And that's why, like, and they all know what I do, so they never miss an opportunity to ask me about something political. Which, again, a lot of them are Trumpers, and a lot of them are just Republican classic is the way that I guess I can call them, where they're just like, I don't like Trump, but I also don't like where some of this leftism's going. It's just like, oh, God. It's like,
well, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to do an essay called Liberal versus Progressive. And then underneath progressive, there's social democrat, democratic socialist, communist, all the different.
For the most part, they actually, most of them agree with democratic socialism. But if you take the social, like you kind of said, the marketing part, where I was just like, can we just call it democratic happy time? Like, I don't care. Like, just fucking.
Well, that's why I'm trying to hold on to. But a lot of online leftists have an issue with the word progressive.
Oh God,
I'm trying to hold on to it because the history is so rich. The history is so rich. We got the women's vote. We got the black vote. We got the New Deal. I mean, FDR was called himself a progressive
Oh no, I'm not talking
president.
about progressive. I'm talking about socialist. Progressive's
know.
not a
Right.
bad word.
That's what I'm
yet.
saying. But that's what I'm saying is that we need to lead with progressive, and then we get them into the DSA, and then we rely on them for a lot of answering the ideology questions.
Well, I think that with the DSA specifically, we could definitely, like you were saying about your political marketing thing. The DSA shoots itself in the dick specifically when we start arguing, DSA versus PSL, which I've done a lot of. And
Remind
just
our
in
audience what the PSL stands for,
a
because not
Progressive
many people.
Socialist League, I think.
Okay.
I might not have that right. This is gonna really
look it
piss
up.
off some people in my my audience because we've argued this pretty hard.
Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Okay, I was way off. Party for Socialism and Liberation. There you go. The biggest thing that I was arguing with them was the fact that like PSL they want to work with DSA, but then there's like this like butting of heads where they actually like come to like protests and stuff where PSL wants to run the protest, DSA wants to run the protest, but when you're trying to kind of vie for people to kind of join your party, I guess you can't be both. So it's just
Interesting.
them kind of doing this infighting thing, and then it becomes a very online thing too, where it's just like, well, we're so much better. It's like, guys, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, can we just fucking coalesce behind just a popular idea. Keep your like minor, or not even minor stuff, but like the smaller bits, save it for later. Like we are facing fascism head on, and we still have like that attitude of, well, I have the ideas to do this better and quicker. It's like,
Right.
and then they're like, oh, one thing I heard from me, or like about like what I have been kind of advocating for is, oh, that's incrementalism. It's just like,
Yes.
oh, I mean,
It serves its purpose, though. It's not exactly a bad word. It doesn't have to be a bad word.
it's a bad word to young people.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually the thesis of my liberal versus progressive distinction is that if you're liberal in whatever that really means neoliberal, by the way, there is no liberal anymore thanks to
my
Bill
aunt.
Clinton.
Yeah.
But it's the liberal incrementalism versus the progressive structuralism. That's the first difference of opinion. That's where the first difference is. Like,
Yeah, but if you said
we
that
can-
phrase to my aunt that likes fucking crystals, but also, voted for Biden and fucking Obama, but then she's just like, "Why are you a communist?" It's like, just Jesus fucking Christ.
But you could get her. But you could get her. You could get her on like the basics of like, do you think America needs incremental or structural change? I'm sure she'd say structural change at this point.
I have her actually on board. Like, actually, that same aunt I do have on board with DSA. Like,
Good,
she
okay.
finally, she's not a paying like dues member, but she is just like, I would consider voting for a DSA candidate. I don't feel like
Well,
that's too far.
This is where I wanted to get your opinion because we're both DSA members, and I went to the convention last August in Chicago.
Jealous.
And,
I can't believe you got an invite. Fuck, I got turned down.
Well, I was from a small chapter, and it was basically people who could put in a couple $100 to go and pay their own way a little bit.
Okay.
But I love the DSA, and everybody on a local level seems to like the DSA too. But it doesn't have the best reputation nationally.
Right.
And that's something I'd like to help them improve upon. If
What would
that
you
is
say they're
indeed
least
a problem.
popular? Like they're the states that they're least popular in.
All the red states. I mean,
It's that simple.
yeah, it is. I mean, the biggest DSA chapters are L.A., New York, Boston, Philly, Chicago, Minneapolis.
Oh yeah, Minneapolis is a
Seattle.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the DSA's got chapters all over the place. All those small California towns that exist but have never heard of. Like, they have a lot. Where I am has a DSA chapter, thankfully. I mean, the thing that it really offers, first and foremost, is community. People who just all agree that, like, the system's fucked up and we need a new system. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but
where,
but it seems like they're not even they don't want to put the work in. Actually, you kind of said that you were oh shit. Um, you said you kind of wanted to like work with the DSA on their like channel,
on their
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if that was private or not. So
No,
I'm
that's
like,
fine.
oh,
I just know
shit.
the pitch video is private. I don't know if I sent you the. Did I send you the pitch video?
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, no, I have a proposal for how they could have more of a stronger media presence. I think the reason why, if their national reputation isn't as strong as their local reputation, is because I don't see the national, the NPC. I don't see them like putting out anything, right?
Yeah.
Like there needs to be a media presence, and that's what my advocacy for them is. They've got 11,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like the hard part's over. All they have to do is start creating content on a regular basis, and they will
Somebody
grow.
said in chat that they don't like. They literally have like a video from like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, their YouTube channel is a joke. If they
It's dead.
if they let me put my hands on it, I mean, interviews with chapter heads all over the country, interviews with politicians,
Shit.
interviews with
I
union
got an
leaders.
idea. Not sure how much
Yeah.
the letter hack would approve.
Yeah. Don't bring it up. But yeah, I mean, partnerships with other creators, like there's no, just between me, like that's what I've got to show for 5 years in this space now, in terms of like being on YouTube. I've got, 661 subscribers, although I think I got a couple on this stream. But the thing that I have to show for all my activity in this space is relationships with other content creators. Because there's a lot of really great people doing really great work, but they're not getting any notoriety. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you're on your way.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
See, this is what I'm saying. If you're the comms guy, it is a good idea for you to have the YouTube channel. A chapter that's close to me, Ventura, California, they have their own YouTube channel now, and they're starting to do weekly podcasts and stuff. And
Good.
yeah, I mean, it's great. Like that's
How come
DSA
they don't
on the
platform
local
that?
level. What's that?
Why don't they platform that?
That's
Yeah.
part of my proposal is that
That's
I would.
insane. What are they
Is that you
fucking
could-
doing? 11,000 subs, and yeah, you definitely, yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know, but
yeah.
with a dead channel though, 11,000 subs, if they don't have movement, honestly, that doesn't mean much anymore. Like, you
Right.
have to
Well,
actually,
they could grow that. Yeah, but if they started creating content and doing interviews with other politicians and like, hey, let's check in. It's NYC, like the 10th of every month we go to NYC. Like you could do. I've got a million different ideas for how to make it better. The thing is, like, anybody could have these ideas. They're pretty intuitive. It's just a matter of like, why is the national committee not making use of their YouTube channel? And hopefully they will be receptive to my theory is that it has to do with their own internal democratic process and how that's a little bit convoluted.
see, I'll just be honest about like DSA Chicago, my first meeting ever. I walk in and it was so disheartening because their big idea was go to the blue line, which is outside of Wrigley, with pamphlets. And I was just like,
Oh,
get the
God.
fuck out of here. I'm so mad about that.
Yeah.
I remember telling
Man.
my friend that got me to go to that meeting where I was just like, dude, they are so lame. They don't get it. Like, they literally don't get it. It's not like they
Right.
walked to the end where, like, our L platform obviously is like elevated. So you walk to the end, right? And it's like you got these like giant green fucking trash cans filled with those pamphlets.
Mm-hmm. God, wow, that's
Yeah.
so fucking fucked. God.
And it's like, wow, that's your big idea to change the world, eh? All right.
Well, that's my whole thing is like the traditional methods for campaigning are not useless and they're not expired, but they need to be part of a package.
No, you fucking
And-
put a QR code to your YouTube or to the DSA YouTube, and then you say, hey, we do daily shows where we'll give you an update on what's going on with not only the movement, but just in general, what's going on that affects the movement and what we can
Yes.
do to kind of counteract what's going, like, fucking A, the fact that it hasn't become a protest forum is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Indivisible took that over, and now, like, I mean,
Right.
I kind of feel like I kind of fucked up with paying DSA over Indivisible, where it's like, fuck, at least Indivisible is putting these protests together and it's consistent too.
Yeah, we're trying to snap people from the next No Kings rally to try to be like Indivisible is too moderate. If you want the real big deal solutions, then you
The
come to
problem is
DSA.
Indivisible really does like because when I met Kat and I like met every candidate, I went to a big event that was organized by I think it was McHenry County Dems. I gotta say, like I met a lot of cool people out there that they would be turned off if we like did our online version of trying to sell them on our politics. Where if we just talk to them as people and just go, hey man, all right, so because like I actually asked them like, are you guys DSA adjacent? They're like, what now?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, and I instead of like pressing it, I was just like, oh, I meant like, do you guys kind of like, are you a little more progressive, or do you guys work like, do you want to work with like the current Democratic Party? Like, don't you agree that the Democrats have kind of failed us like consistently, especially with this last election? They really led us astray, and then just overall, it's always status quo politics. So like, why the fuck can't we get a little bit of movement? You know, from just, and I never want to use the terms extreme or anything like that,
Right.
but. This is also where I've gotten some pushback, like even from DSA, where I'm just like, guys, like, how come you guys don't want to become like MAGA? Like, where it's like the Tea Party became MAGA. You like take over the left,
Right.
or like take over the Dems. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Just with your ideas, have
Yeah.
popular ideas, and you will get elected.
This has been my ethos. This has been my mindset for years and years and years now, you know, and it's with each passing day, I feel like just more vindicated, more proven right, because the Democratic establishment is completely hostile to actual leftist principles and ideals,
Yes.
because leftism is the only mainstream, to an extent mainstream I guess force that actually challenges power and capital, which the Democratic Party relies on, because they're not actually a left-wing party; they are a center-right party. You know, and a lot of people don't understand this because they've muddied the waters. They have control over the narrative, especially when it comes to mainstream media, so to speak, and so they people just don't understand the difference between liberal and leftist sometimes. You know, so that's why when you look at
Well, no, we also
certain
let
races,
them. We also let them control the narrative. There are
Yeah,
times
exactly.
that we don't do the pushback at the right time to just be like, that's not what we believe at all.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, the smear jobs, the slander at times too. They go out of the way to make leftists seem just as bad as conservatives, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. They the left actually serves a purpose. Neoliberals, more accurately, just defend the status quo and serve capital and financial interests. Meanwhile, leftists actually want to tear all this down, and there's just so many barriers and so much propaganda and so much mud to wade through. It's an endless uphill battle, but no, like making that distinction is an everyday effort. You know, because we have our talking points. Like we know the policy proposals that actually work and can
Right.
help everyday people. We see it's the success when implemented in various cities, even here in the states, but
My
especially
biggest thing
abroad.
is selling the people that are around 50 to 60, year old women, actually, where it's just like, no, we like the I have had it like contingent where it's just
Right.
like, guys, you're almost there. Like they're
Yes.
going to
Yeah,
be
no,
the first ones to kind of move there.
That's why I think one of the points that I try to emphasize is leapfrogging Gen X and going right to millennials supported by Gen Z. Like it's
Yeah.
going to take more than one generation to resurrect the country. So I theorize that it's a combination
Isn't
of
half of this
millennial
though the
leaders
fact that
being
we're
supported
kind
by
of
Gen
lazy
Zers.
though, and we don't go for like city council positions, county
Sometimes,
positions?
yes.
Like honestly,
But
I was just talking about
That's
city
a
that on my
big
council-
thing too
stream.
for me.
City
Yeah.
council is actually where the DSA does its best electoral work. on the local level, is at least where I am. And I know that's the case with a lot of other kind of medium-sized chapters.
And that's the
But
thing too. Like it goes beyond even just the DSA or leftists and progressives in general, but a lot of liberals don't even understand too. Like too many people just focus. Oh, like the federal election, the presidential election. That's the only election that really truly matters. You know, the down ballot races and what like oh whatever. I'll just check off my preferred political party or whatever. A lot of people don't actually do their research into candidates, but also they don't understand the importance of state and local races, and
right.
that's where these
No, I again, not trying to shit on my like he's my best friend, but he calls me yesterday. He's just like, "Hey man, who should I vote for?" I was like, "What?" He's just like, "Here, I got a list because I'm going to like." He was walking to his polling station, and he's just like, "All right, so here's who I got," and then he's kind of broke it down. Where he's like, "Obviously, I'm going to vote for JB," and he's in Illinois 8th, and Majority Report just interviewed I forgot his name, Ashwar or something like that. But he had just gotten interviewed from Majority Report. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy, and he was just like, oh, cool, yeah, all right. And then I found out that there was also like a weird one where he had to vote between Laura Underwood and this other guy, Bill Foster, who have like been in, they've been there forever. And I was like, oh shit, they actually split them up. Like they have to run against each other. Oh shit.
Excuse me.
Interesting. Well, what else you want to cover, Stat Pat, while we have our special guest with us?
I mean, we definitely cover the whole hell of a lot. That's for damn sure. There's a lot that's happened in the past week. Most of it having to do with geopolitics and the burgeoning crisis in the Middle East. There was that senator from Montana. I think it was Tim Sheehy.
Oh yeah, the guy who held out for the last minute so that no one could challenge him.
No, Tim Sheehy is the guy that broke that Marine's arm.
Yeah, he broke the arm of a U.S. Marine who was protesting the war. Yeah, like he literally said, like nobody wants to die for Israel, and they tried to force him out of the room, and the senator literally came up and broke his fucking arm on camera. It was
bad.
It was a big deal, and like nobody's fucking talking about it anymore, which is unfortunate. But like that's fucking insane. It really goes to show this is what they really think of you. They don't fucking support the troops. They don't fucking give a shit about the military. They just see them as an expendable force. But other than that, eventful week. But I think we covered pretty much everything within the last couple hours.
God, it's like when I'm covering the war, I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many different things.
Refresh.
I mean, I was gonna cover something interesting. Did you see that Taylor Lorenz and Destiny had a debate about the chorus drama?
Did they?
Yeah. I only caught one clip of it, and I finally found like the full VOD from Destiny's channel, so I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. But dude, I hate giving Destiny credit, but I was like, fucking A.
Oh, really? Sex Destiny came out looking better in that, huh?
Well, not that he looked better, but he made Taylor look worse because Taylor, I don't know, the way that she approached a lot of that really bugged me because I was just like, I don't know, man, because like you look at who's paying you and you're like, there's dark money paying you. Where's this coming from?
Yeah, I mean, Christ. Yeah, it becomes like mudflinging rather than like the actual debate and issue of accepting or not accepting money and how it can or can't influence you, whether it's or not it's like some sort of bribe too. It's just there's a whole big gray area worth philosophically exploring there. And I remember when the whole drama popped off in the middle of the year last year when David Packman got exposed, Brian
Yep.
Tyler
Yep.
Cohen
Yep.
was getting really defensive about it and shit. And there's definitely a conversation to be had, but I've never really been the biggest fan of Taylor Lorenz, and I think Destiny's insufferable and a fucking freak.
I'm right there. The thing is, I'm right there with you, and I call him Sex Pestany on my channel too. But
Fucking
realistically,
disgusting
I got a very, very similar outlook on it, where I'm just like, Taylor, I've literally had to say to Letterhack, where I'm just like, hey man, like I'm glad you interviewed her, but
I have a stake in this.
just
I have a horse in this race. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I would have pressed a little
Right,
harder.
you could do better. Yeah. I mean, right. I will give
But
Destiny credit. He's a great debater,
It's-
but fuck, he's just a shitty guy. Holy
I was
fuck.
actually going to say, like, this brings up a broader thing about like funding leftist spaces.
Right.
Like,
Because
Right.
we have no fucking money.
that's exactly
there's-
it. And then she goes and
And
she
that-
attacks the one that's willing to pay creators. I was like, because like I think I'm full disclosure. My channel knows they offered me like a position.
Yeah. No, and this is
I
like
was like, oh, and then I looked through the contracts. I was just like, that's a little. And I'll just say that I think I told Dieter this, but I had somebody take a look at it, and he's like, this is very slap suity, and I'm just like, okay, don't
man.
fuck with these people.
No, right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, all you have to do is look at who takes money and who doesn't. Like, you can tell who says yes. Like, obviously, Midas Touch, they got some big funding. Brian Tyler Cohen, David Packman. These are folks that are more than willing to not speak ill of the Democratic Party in at least in a meaningful and substantive way, in a way that like Democrats, they serve capital, they serve big money interests, and so they're going to do whatever they can to make sure actual leftists and progressives don't win. They don't want any of that like deep rooted analysis and criticism. They want cheerleaders. If you're going to do that for them, you can be a progressive all you fucking want, but like you have to play nice. And that's how fucking Brian Tyler Cohen gets to interview fucking President Obama, for example. You have to play nice with him, and that's how you get your money.
Yeah, no, I kind of had a similar thing. I might have even made a comment tonight about that, where I was just like, "Oh, look at him!"
Right? It must be nice.
Yeah,
She's like sacrifice a bit of my values in order to, I mean, Jesus.
Well, the thing
Christ.
is, I don't think he shares our values as much. Like he
That's
is
the thing,
much
you're
more
right, sure.
centrist. Like the way that the Mycelis
yeah.
brothers, like the Mycelis brothers, aren't leftists by
Right.
any means. They got exactly what they wanted.
Quintessential liberal, like actual liberals, like David Packman. That's a liberal. Guys at Midas Touch, great work, but they're liberals,
Yeah,
not leftists.
But that's where like I kind of come to like the whole like funding thing, where it's just like, when do we actually accept money? And then
Right,
we
yeah.
also do the thing like, I don't know. I've only negotiated a few contracts in my life, and I'll just say that like for instance with the chorus one, I would have just taken that back and been like, hey, I want to sign this, but can you adjust this so I don't sign that part?
Sure.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
I don't like the idea that you could just sue me into oblivion for any fucking reason that you want.
Bingo.
And then you guys can continue to
you
fund
look at
us.
like there's no consequences, dude. Brian Tyler Cohen got caught, and then Obama does his podcast like a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
as if
Well, he
nothing
didn't really
happened.
get caught, because that's the thing. As much as I can disagree with some of the stuff from Chorus, no one really brought like the smoking gun to me about like who's the dark money funding it. As
Sure.
far as just being like, hey, this is
Sure.
like this real dark entity that controls everything that you say. And I saw somebody in your chat said, well, they still can't say genocide. I actually know a chorus funded creator, I will not say who, that he speaks about genocide all the time.
Right. I would imagine there are definitely certain lines you can't cross, but they aren't going to be as forward or
I can
open
say it
about
off-
and revealing.
Like I can say it literally off of air, but I can tell you guys exactly what their lines are.
Okay, I'm down. Shit.
I get it.
On
I'd love
that
to hear that.
note, let's remind our audiences to please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Pep Talks, for joining us tonight. Stapat, always amazing to work with you again, as always, on Tuesday nights. I'm reminding my audience that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Thank you all
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you all. Make sure to subscribe to everybody here. Thank you all.